Good morning, and welcome to the GHS Reporter. Today is Tuesday, December 4th, and I'm Sean Cunningham. George H.W. Bush was laid to rest yesterday in Texas with a funeral held in Washington, D.C. The 41st President of the United States died of Parkinson's disease last Friday at his home in Houston. He was 94. According to CNN, Bush left behind a huge legacy, a legacy that won't be forgotten. So for today's Reporter, we'll be taking a look back at some of Bush's accomplishments. Bush's entire life has been spent in service to his country. According to the Miller Center, he enlisted in the Navy in 1942 at the age of 18. The next year, he finished his training and became the youngest pilot in the armed forces. He spent the final years of World War II flying over strategic enemy sites in Japan. At the end of the war, he was awarded a Distinguished Flying Cross for his service. After marrying his high school sweetheart Barbara Hager, he attended Yale University, where he received an undergraduate degree in economics in 1948. He was also their baseball team's captain. Bush started his political career becoming chairman of the Harris County Republican Party in 1963. According to biography, after losing a bid for a Senate seat in Texas, he was elected to the House of Representatives, serving for 2 terms. He was also appointed as a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations in 1971, was the head of the Republican National Committee during the Watergate scandal, U.S. envoy to China, and director of the CIA in 1976. Afterwards, he ran for the Republican nomination in 1979. However, he lost to the more popular Ronald Reagan. After dropping his campaign, Bush was chosen by Reagan as his running mate, and they defeated the incumbent Democratic tandem of Jimmy Carter and Walter Mondale in the 1980 election. He served 2 terms as vice president before making another run at the presidency in 1988. Bush was elected president in 1988 by a wide amount of supporters. According to Time magazine, Bush's presidency was not actually as praised as it should have been. In the presidency seat, Bush was a hard worker who made sure his presidential goals were accomplished. Some of his major accomplishments were sending American troops to battle Iraq in the 1991 Gulf War, and sending them to Panama in 1989 to overthrow General Manuel Noriega. Bush also oversaw the end of the Cold War and dealt with the beginning of the AIDS crisis. At home, Bush enjoyed taking long jogs outside the White House. He also enjoyed spending time with his family and was known for his love of the sea. According to CNN, Bush grew up learning how to handle and dock a boat from his father while they were growing up in Maine. Bush later built a summer house up in Maine that served as a family retreat. In 2010, he bought a fishing boat for his house that could reach 75 miles per hour. Bush also had a love of air sports like parachuting and skydiving. And he did something that no other 90-year-old man to think to do. He wanted to perform a tandem parachute jump near his summer home in Maine to celebrate his 90th birthday back in 2014, even though he could no longer use his legs. Bush jumped from a helicopter about 6,000 feet from the ground, harnessed to retired first-class Golden Knight Mike Elliott, who was in the U.S. Army parachute team, and he had first jumped back from an airplane when his plane was shot down in World War II over the Pacific Ocean. The former president marked his 75th, 80th, 85th, and 90th birthdays by skydiving. It was his last jump ever during his 90th birthday, marking his 8th jump. That is all for the GHS Reporter today. Remember to find today's announcements online and on Twitter at GHS Announcement. I'm Sean Cunningham. Today's the C Day. Have a great day.